Hola Ruth, bienvenida. Hello, hello. Welcome and good afternoon. Happy Independence Day. If I have any of my Mexican or Guatemalan relatives on. Hello and welcome. Happy Wednesday. Hi Kimmy. There's some smoke for you. Good prayers. I hope everything is well. I'll be missing your trip to Miami, but I'll be there with you in spirit for sure. Hello, hello to everyone joining. Happy Independence Day to my Mexico peeps. Getting ready para el grito. Hi Susie, good to see you. I'm glad you're here as well. Thank you. Thank you. Some smoke for you all. Good prayers to you. Many blessings. I remember my butterfly lady. Hi Patty. I hope this day is going well for everybody. I've been hearing from a few of you. There's a lot of sleepiness going on, a lot of tiredness. I'm feeling it too. I encourage you all to take that time to rest if you need to. Hi, sister. I'm glad we got some time to chat today. Thank you all. I'm going to jump into it, get started. Shout out to my new nail people. Love them. Look at those little natural flowers I got. They're distracting. I know I couldn't find matching ones, but nature is that way, right? Oh, my sister says we got the same hair. You know, it's so funny because as I was putting in my prayers and my braid, of course you came up because I've been chatting away with you this morning. So I was thinking of you. So yay, we're twinning. Thank you for those of you who decided that you wanted private readings as well. So after I get done with the general readings, for those of you who elected, well, all of you did elect private messages, I will record those separately after. Thank you, my divorced women rising. I'm formally divorced, happily married now. Thank you, thank you. This is another wonderful artisan, Mexican artisan I met this weekend. Yeah, he has some amazing pieces. That's labradorite. He creates this all himself. It's a double finger. So thank you so much. That's my little amber ring that I got at Universal Studios. There is a hidden gem there. It's a Mexican and Puerto Rican couple, and they mine, well, they don't mine it, but they bring the silver directly from Mexico, and the amber is all authentic and you know, ethically harvested. They do beautiful work, and they're located within the Jurassic Park section of Universal Studios. It's like a gift shop, but it's amazing, and the prices are actually pretty decent. So thank you so much. And my black tourmaline. I'm going to be finding gems to share with all you guys, so stay tuned. Thank you. I've been scoping my way around, making my connections with local artists, designers, and vendors. So thank you for those of you who have reached out. I'm going to be sharing stuff with my sister shops in Miami as well. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Natively Rooted, and my 305 Body Contour, Yare. Oh, I'm not sure, sis, what you're calling your shop yet, right? But whatever that is, in Collie Square. And also anybody who wants something directly from me, feel free to you know, connect with me, and I'll be doing that. It's hard for me to go live while I'm at the markets because a lot of places don't permit it, one, and two, I'm still on a US plan, and I hope to stay on my US plan, so the data becomes an issue. And so a lot of the stuff that you get to see is a little pre-recorded. Well, not this, but you know what I mean, when I'm out and about. So anyhow, let me jump into it. I'm a little, I'm in that energy of a little scattered, but I'm happy to be here just enjoying looking at you guys all join. Oh, Yare doesn't know, the real magic hands is my sister Yare. I love her so much. She's super talented and on this path of healing and helping as well. And she has a shop currently that is body work and healing in Kali Square, but she's going to be rebranding, so to speak, shifting it up a little bit, offering some womb healing and also evil eye stuff. I'm sending her some really cute stuff here from Mexico. And what else? I don't know, but she doesn't have a name yet. As soon as we know that, we'll share with you all. You definitely have to go by and check her out. She's a wonderful addition to the Kali Square family. So, getting right into it, sending you guys all my love. A, for those of you who chose A, we have 5 of Raphael. I'm working with my original deck today. And I, again, will be, like every week, posting these on the story so you can get a better look at the artwork and the captioning to see what extra messages come through. So 5 always represents lots of change. Okay, it's big change. And Raphael, our healing angel. So lots of change and lots of healing work coming. It reminds us to remember, very cliche but true, that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens just as it should, even when it feels like we're getting our butts kicked a little bit. Okay, we tend to fall into a place of blame, shame, regret, and guilt when things start getting tough for us. We start kind of backpedaling and trying to figure out what it is we did wrong, or we shouldn't have said that, or we shouldn't have done that, or we shouldn't have trusted this person or invested this energy or this money or what have you, right? So this card is saying that when this comes up during these times of change, okay, and healing, it's bound to be some discomfort come up, and you're bound to be tempted to fall into, again, that blame, shame, guilt, anger, rage, whatever it could be. And they're asking us to just release it, release all that regret. And it's the perfect time too, because we have a full moon coming next week on the 20th, 21st. And that's the perfect time to release, to let it go. So as these things begin to come up for you, you may know exactly what they are already, that you're going through, that keeps coming up, that's kind of like haunting you. It's in the back of your mind. Make a note of it, because come that full moon, it's the perfect time to sit in meditation with that and just say, I want to be done with this. I want to release this. This is not serving me or my path or my healing. I want to release this, and I want to be in a place of gratitude and acceptance for everything and anything just the way that it's coming, without any judgment of good or bad. I want to understand that regardless of how I see it right now, this is always an opportunity for growth and healing and for better things, for happier times. So it's really time for us to play the optimistic, not toxic positivity. Let's be honest about what it is. Let's feel our feelings. Let's have honest conversations. Let's spend time alone when we need that, okay? Let's rest. Be real about what you need. Take time to sort through all those big feelings that are going to be coming up, because, for anybody who's ever moved or cleaned out a closet, you know that you start out with a lot of enthusiasm and it's exciting for the change that's to come, and then it becomes like a little bit of a nightmare through there, and you feel like, oh my God, why am I doing this? I didn't, I shouldn't have started this, or maybe this was a bad idea. Any number of things that come up, that is part of the process of change. So again, as those feelings surface, make a note of it, especially if it's a repeating pattern, especially if it's something, and more than likely it is going to be something that's coming from the past and presenting itself again as what seems to be an obstacle. but we need to shift that perspective and see it as an opportunity. So that was A. And B, and that A, let me just ring the bell. It was with the bell. Let it all go, releasing that. Moving on to B. Oh, our card is Justice. The number 8, which is indicative of positive finances and worldly means. So in terms of the physical world, okay, finances, court hearings, legal matters, this card is talking about justice. Whether it's money that's owed to you, or a deal that you kind of got the short end of the stick on, or just something, some situation, some instance, some relationship that you're feeling is off balance, as if something's not fair. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you are dealing with this at work, regardless of what your personal opinions are about what's going on in the world, and what you've chosen for yourself. There is still great conflict, and a lot of the things that are coming about right now, both collectively and in our personal experiences, just feel like, you know what, this is not fair. This is not right. This is just, you know, we need equality. And we've been seeing this movement coming and picking up momentum, probably the most like since the 60s. And I wasn't around back then, but I've learned a lot about those movements, and I never got to experience them until now in my life. So we see that that's happening again globally, regardless of what the cause is, whether it's Me Too, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's the indigenous people finally saying, hey, you know, please stop wearing us as costumes. So many things, you know, the LGBT community and everything in between. Now, you know, we've seen this evolve over the last several years, especially in the United States. But now it's affecting us in our personal lives, and all of a sudden it's being brought to life in our own lives, like where we're not feeling justified, like where we're not feeling things are, you know, equal, where they're fair. And so I'm sure you've heard this, but I will repeat it. Silence is compliance. So as scary as it might be, to speak up with love and respect always, and in the proper set and stage, it's important for us to all stand in our power and stand for what is right and just to us, because that's what we're here for. That's what this generation and all of the generations that are here right now, but especially those that are well-bodied and abled and able to express themselves and get out there and make a difference in whatever it is that matters. And right now everything matters. It's really important to do that. And regardless of what it seems like right now, again, lots of confusion, lots of conflict, we need to remember that we are all one, that we are united regardless of our differences, and that everything that is happening just as it needs to for a higher and greater good. So do not give up. Whatever that cause is, if it is in alignment with God and for the greater good of all, from a place of love and purity, then don't give that up. Don't acquiesce, as scary as it might be, as difficult as it might be. Especially if you're in places like New York City, my hometown. I know that they're going through some really heavy stuff right now. And again, not speaking of anything specifically, but everybody who's there or who is watching what's going on in New York City understands that there is like great division happening. And I just got chills through my body. And I just pray for the well-being and the unity of all my people there and everywhere across the world. it makes me emotional because I understand that, division is a sure way to lose for everybody. So we need to remember that, united we stand, divided we fall. So don't believe the hype. Lean into your prayers, lean into your connection with Source, and lead from there, and make decisions from there and have conversations from there. So thank you for all who chose B. I hope that message serves you well. And again, that's collectively as well as individually, what's going on in your personal life. May it be at work, maybe in your relationship, maybe just in what you're doing to yourself. A lot of us are the ones that are least fair to ourselves. We put so many things before our own needs. I want to really emphasize right now, especially right now, for all of us who are of service in any way, shape, or form. And most of you, just by looking at the names, I know that you are of service to your communities and to your families, because that's who we are. Putting ourselves first is essential right now, and not selfish. It is a public service, okay? Because otherwise, we're not going to be giving our best. We're not going to be able to carry through with this, because we're just barely way through it, like maybe halfway through it. There's still a lot more to come, and God bless us with long, healthy, happy lives, that we may be here to show up in the best way that we can. But in order for us to do that, we really need to take care of ourselves. We really need to honor ourselves. We cannot rely on anyone else to do that for us. Not our spouses, our partners, our friends, our parents, our children. Nobody owes us that. So we really need to push into this and know that even in these times that we just feel like a lot of stuff is not fair right now, to stick by what is right and what is just for us in our lives, what brings us balance, what brings us peace and harmony, and don't compromise that. Don't give up is what this card is saying. If you know that you know what is right, then don't acquiesce. So thank you all for joining in that message. That was B. And the stone associated with that is this beautiful pointed clear quartz cluster. So, as I was guided to speak about more of the collective and specific groups of people, this is just sending energy and love and good vibes off into every direction, big, small, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, of course. Sending you so much love and good health and good things. C, our final pick of the day. This was a favorite this week. Oh, and that is 7 of Raphael. So we've got another healing card. And that number 7 is representative of, a number of perfection, a number of somewhat completion. It's a day of reflection, a number of reflection, to say it's not completion yet, but you're almost there. You're nearing the end. You've done a lot of work. You've put a lot in, but you're not just there. But it is time to take a pause and reflect on everything and reassess and take a personal inventory of what all is what, okay? What works, what doesn't, what's of value, what's not, what might be for someone else and not you anymore. Because it's time to make some big decisions in the next 3 weeks or so. Lots of big decisions to come for all of us in some way, shape, or form. You need to be very clear. So again, this ties in with everything else that we were talking about, regardless of how these opportunities to grow present themselves. Making sure that you stay within your integrity, what is just, what is fair, what is right, because only you are responsible for the choices that you make. And the only way to be clear on that is for you to connect clearly to source. Don't believe what I say. I don't encourage you to believe what anybody else says, because then again, that'll lead us back to what we talked about earlier, the blame, shame, guilt, resentment, all that good stuff, because you put your faith and you put your belief in what another said. Regardless of how much you respect another person, or you trust their education or their knowledge, that's all fine and well. Take it all into account, but the decision is yours and you will be held accountable for it. So it's very important for you to be crystal clear on what you want and what aligns with what you are manifesting in your life. And then it's time to take action. This is not just about thinking about things like what if situations. This is real life stuff that's going to present itself and need your attention and decisions in the moment. So if, again, you know what these things might be, then maybe there you can play a what if game, just so that you can be clear on the type of decisions that you would be making, the type of conversations that you want to be having, to have like an auto response to something, especially because there's so many hot topics right now, and it can be quite damaging, quite hurtful to swing, kind of just fly off the handle and shoot from the hip, like they say, like just kind of whatever comes to you in the moment. And come from like a reactive sort of way, especially because a lot of these topics are triggering for a lot of people. Even if they're not for you, they might be for someone else. So even if you're well-intentioned, you can hurt someone and you can damage a relationship unnecessarily. Especially if you're listening to this, because we're already getting that forewarning, to take some time to think about these things, to put them in prayer, and consider all points of view with compassion, with respect, and then make the choice that is best for you, regardless of anything and everything else. Once you have that connection and you know what that feels like, and you ask, if you don't know, ask. What is the sign going to look like? You can even ask for your signs. Okay. You can even say, well, if I'm supposed to do this, then let me, have this response. Let me see this. Let me see this animal, or let me see this name or this color, or make it clear. Like, like a child, make it really clear to me what I'm supposed to do. Yes or no on this topic. But you have to be really clear. And once you get that answer, you got to be ready to take action. Okay? You got to be ready to take action. And I'm hesitant to get into the topic. I'd rather leave it unmentioned, but you know what I'm talking about, the hot topic that everybody's on, either side of the fence, pro, con, for it or against it, or whatever the case may be. This is difficult for me to share, but I'm going to say that a lot of folks, and it ties into this justice card as well, a lot of folks are going to feel forced to do things that they're not comfortable with. And that never feels good, because again, it triggers all sorts of ancestral trauma, not to mention those of us who have had trauma in this current life, of oppression or ever feeling controlled in an abusive way. So we're there as adults, many of us, and many of us elders, and feeling like, I'm kind of like too old for anybody to be telling me what I need to be doing or whatever. And so this is really about that's what's coming through in this reading a lot. It's a hot topic. Pray on it, familia. Pray on it for all of us. Again, release your judgments and about it, about what people are doing, about how they're feeling about it, about how they're expressing themselves. This card also speaks of detoxification. Yes, physically, especially if you're one of those people who have had health issues over the last, years, months, period. We all need to make sure that we're staying hydrated and drinking good water and eating as well as we can, moving our bodies consistently, leaning into our prayer and our meditation and our spiritual practices to keep ourselves strong, especially in these very confusing times. But media has a lot to do with that. So that's also a need for detoxification. If you're finding yourself getting very triggered and working yourself up, watching too much news, music, that is all programming. That's why it's called programming. They're very clear about that. Okay. And the television is to tell you that vision. So detox from it, take a break, cut it off, set an alarm. Your bedtime more or less, maybe say, okay, I don't want to watch anything else after 7:30. I'm going to shut everything down. Maybe read a book, maybe go for a walk, go do something else, something productive, something that brings you harmony and peace and helps you to detox. If you've been ill, if you have made, the choice to go through with what I don't want to mention, then detox is also in order. If you are like many of the people that I know that are being kind of pressured into doing something that they don't want to do, putting things into their body that they're not comfortable with or that they don't know enough about, then the answer to that is also do what you can. I know a lot of people are concerned about their livelihood, so it's almost not really a choice for them. And so you do what you can. And detoxing would be what the message that's coming through here. So also making sure that this card, and it talks about making that decision and taking that action. So either which way you go, that detox is going to be required. So if you need more specific details on what all that detox, might entail, and I'm happy to share some suggestions on how to do that and who can help you wherever you are, and of course how you can help yourself above all. So that's today's messages. This one, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little difficult to get through. I just feel there's a lot of energy, a lot of anxiety, a lot of concern out there and in my heart as well, because of course we're all connected. And so again, to all my relatives who are going through it in any way, shape, or form, because for some of us it's positive things, but even positive changes can be pretty difficult. So I pray for gentle processes for all of us, and that we can stay united and not be offended and love each other. And I, for one, if you've ever had to correct me or bring something to my attention that, kind of stuck you in the wrong way and you have a bone to pick with me, you can always come direct. I'm always happy to exchange and, hear what you have to say and fix the situation if need be. Because I just feel like, moving forward, it's almost going to be inevitable that if we speak freely, somebody might feel some way about it. It seems to be coming more and more like that, and I just don't want to hold any space for that. So for me, it's an open forum. I invite you to bring anything to my attention that you would like clarification on, or that you would like to share with me. If I can do something better, I'm grateful. Thank you all for joining me. I love you so much. For those of you with your private readings, I will be getting to you next. I send you so much love. Thank you to all the new folks that joined me today. It's a little bit of a backwards introduction, but my name is Belisa. I'm a Boricua here in Mexico City, and I offer intuitive readings like this, one-on-one, spiritual coaching, counseling, mentoring, integration, plant work, holistic healing, energy healing, I did my first distance healing today. Not my first ever, but my first from Mexico with one of my existing folks in Miami. So I'm excited to get that going. I'm here to serve and support the global community. So regardless of where you are, if you are called to work with me and I may be of service, please feel free to reach out and we will make it happen. So thank you all. I love you. Bye-bye. Thank you all for joining me. I don't think there were any questions. I forgot to say, if you ever do have questions, you can drop them in the question box and I will get to them. But I think these are all just a beautiful bunch of hellos. Thank you for all this beautiful confirmation and all the love. All right, I am doing well. I get a hello. How are you? I'm very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have my moments. But thank you to my cousins and my titis and my mama who will see this later. I love you guys all so much. God bless you, my soul family. What was C? Hi, Anna, you can watch it back. This is being recorded. I'm going to post it. But C was 7 of Raphael. And I will be posting them on my stories. And I will be posting this up on my feed so that you can watch it back. Thank you. God bless you. I'm going to enjoy my first grito in Mexico City tonight for independence. So sending you all so much love and keeping you all in my every prayer. God bless you.